Hello, and welcome to the Pastor's Study. I'm your host, Pastor Ed Barris, pastor of the Faith Bible Baptist Church at 391 High Street in Clinton, Massachusetts. I thank you so much for tuning us in today, and I pray that this message will be a blessing and a help to all that listen. If you have access to the internet, our web address is www.fbbc.nu. If you would like to call us, our phone number is 978-368-1516. Thank you. Hello, and thank you for tuning us in today. I have a message today about how to have Christmas all year long. James 1:22 says, "Be ye doers of the word, and not hearers only." You know, Christmas time, we celebrate the birth of Christ. Naturally, that's what Christmas is all about. It is also a time for giving and a time for people to turn their attention to others. The underprivileged, the happy, whatever the case may be. It's a time where we can wish folks happiness. And it's people share more. They're kinder than usual. And hospitals and nursing homes, the patients get visited more at that time of the year than any other time of the year. Unfortunately, today, when they don't want to say Merry Christmas, everybody just seems to be walking around, well, let's just get this holiday over with. Let's buy these presents and do this. I remember years ago when they had Christmas, the town common would have a Christmas tree. It would have different decorations. And they had a manger scene on it. Nobody bothered. They had a menorah on there. Nobody bothered about that. That was, if people wanted it, that was okay. Then they had Santa Claus and reindeers and everything like that. Nobody didn't seem to bother anybody. But today, many people just seem to get offended if they see the slightest thing that mentions God or anything close to God. In schools, we used to sing Christmas carols. I had a great time. We'd exchange gifts. Now you can't even exchange gifts. I mean, it's getting to be a world where everything is cut and dried. Don't smile. Just just do it and get it over with. That's the attitude today. Well, I'm sorry. That's not what Christmas is all about. Christmas is given. It's a time of cheer. Walking up to somebody and say, "Hey, Merry Christmas." And I hope you have a nice Christmas. Or God bless you. What's wrong with that? Well, anyway, let's get on. Here it is, Christmas Eve. The parents are busy assembling the toys. The father's trying to put together the kid's wagon or a toy. I don't know if they use toys anymore today. I think they use video games. All your packages, all your presents come in little 4x6 packages, about an inch thick, and cost $200. Back in my day, they used to put together a wagon or something like that, and you never read the instructions. You just put the wheels on, and then you found out you weren't supposed to put the wheels on until after you put the axles or the parts on the wagon. Then you put the wheels on. And you got all frustrated, and you try to make a dollhouse, and you come out with it looking more like a doghouse than a dollhouse. But you just had those days. But that was the fun of doing it. And we'd go to the store and pick out dolls for our daughters and things like that. My wife and I had the greatest time, just having a fun time, thinking of someone else. Then our parents and grandparents would try to find them something they would like. And our whole time was consumed on how can we help others. Well, then, Christmas morning. Now, my father had a habit in our house when we grew up that you had to eat before you could open the presents. And what was any more delicious than a bowl of oatmeal? Well, we ate that as fast as we could. We just about drank it and then ran in to see the presents. So naturally, when I got married and had children, my wife and I'd say the first thing we're going to do today is have cereal. He says, "Anything but oatmeal, Dad." I said, "Okay, we'll have something else, but we're going to eat. You're going to eat first, and then you can go and open your presents." So then you go in and you just begin to open the presents, and the paper's just flying all over the place, and the excitement, you're watching the kids smile. "Oh, this is just what I wanted." And your wife might say, "Oh, this is nice, thank you very much." And then the husband says, "Yeah, this is good, I can use this out in the garage someplace." But everybody just seemed to be happy and enjoying themselves and things like that. Then, as soon as all the presents are open, the parents would usually get up and say, "Well, we're going out the other room now, we'll get dinner ready." Then you sat down to a big meal, and we were like gluttons that day. You know, you just seemed to overload on everything. And then you wanted to go in afterwards and take a nap. Maybe Mom's sitting there watching a TV program or a movie about Christmas, and everything is quiet, you nibble all afternoon, and then it's a tiring day, but it's a nice day. It was just a day you forgot all your cares. You spent more time giving to someone else, doing something for someone else, and you didn't think of yourself. And that was so nice. But it's Christmas Eve, it's Christmas night now. It's kind of melancholy. The tree is on, but there's no presents underneath it anymore. All the wrapping paper's been shoved over to one side of the room. And TV is boring that night, unless I'm on. TV is boring that night. There isn't much you want to watch. And you hear some music on the radio and you want to cry. And it's all over. The big day has come and gone. Well, what happened? For a few days, you found life to be very exciting. You were busy thinking of others, busy doing something for someone else. And that's what made it so exciting. You spent all year trying to be happy, and these last couple weeks, just before Christmas of the year, you found the answer. Thinking about others. Putting someone else first. Little girl went up to Santa Claus, and Santa said to the little girl, "What do you want for Christmas?" She said, "An iron for my mother." She was thinking more of her mother than she was of herself. Now, if we do something nice for someone else, that's what makes it enjoyable. We want to find what can we do that would make this particular individual happy. What are their needs? Maybe on the 26th, or the 27th, or the 28th, and so on, right on into the next year. You know somebody out there that could use some help. Maybe somebody would like you to get them some milk or bread at the grocery store. Maybe somebody would like you to pick up some stamps for them because they can't get out. Maybe somebody would like you to just come home and sit and talk with them. You know how to make the 26th is supposed to be the most melancholy day ever. Today it's a day of exchanging gifts. But the 26th, you say, I have some leftover turkey, say. All right, I'll make a little sandwich. Put some mayonnaise, or white bread, mayonnaise, turkey, a little salt. I say that because I'm not supposed to eat it, but I think of it and I love it, but I'm not supposed to eat it. Well, anyway, if they can eat it, you make that up for them and you bring that to them next door, wherever they are. You say, "Here, I bought something for you." "Oh, this is nice." And if you have a leftover piece of pie, they might say, "Oh, this is just so nice. I didn't have anything yesterday but soup because no one was around. I don't know anybody, and I just sat here and it was kind of lonely." But now you made their day. You made their day. You brought something over for them. And they say, "Thank you so much. It's just so good to talk to you. I need somebody to talk to." That's how you can enjoy Christmas all year long. You just keep giving of yourself to others. And it didn't cost you that much. For a turkey sandwich, a little bit of your time. It's not going to cost you that much. But that's how you have Christmas all the time. And you know how you spent all that time getting a present for your men, getting a present for your wife? You said, "I want to get her something nice. I'll get her a new frying pan." Oh, come on. Buy her something romantic. You know, like maybe she needs, no, she don't need, I mean, maybe she'd like some perfume or some earrings or something like that. I have a hard time buying things for my wife because everything I say, she said, "I don't need it, I already have it." I say, "Would you like earrings?" "No, I have enough." "Well, would you like some perfume?" "No, I don't need any of that." "Well, would you like some slippers?" "I got 2 pairs." "Would you like a dress?" "I already have enough." I can't find anything, so you know what I do? All year long, as she's saying things, I'm recording it in my mind. She says, "I sure could use some new gloves." I said, "That's it. I'll get that for Christmas." So what happens? Just before Christmas, I find a pair, I buy them. Then I find out my daughter's already got them for her. That's my day. But I still keep trying. And then I want to, husbands, buy your wife something romantic. Something nice. And wives, your husband doesn't need a power tool. You know, he doesn't need a saw or drill. Buy him something he would like. Another tie? No. But I mean, you'd have to find out something he really likes. Maybe he would like a holster to keep the remote control in so he can have full control of it as he walks around the house. But the whole idea is you want to get them something that pleases them, just like with your kids. We used to sit and say, I wonder what the kids want. We'd listen to them. They'd say, I'd like this. They'd say, well, that's what we're going to try to get them for Christmas. And if we could, we would. And if we could not, well, we just have to say, I'll have to wait till next time, because we just don't have the money to do it at that particular time. But we always tried to get something they would like. We wanted to please them. And that's what it's all about. Now, like I said, the 26th is the most melancholy day of the year. That's when everybody sits back and says, what is all this going to cost me? Oh, I don't know. I think I overspent. Well, let's go back a couple of weeks at the beginning of December, or around Thanksgiving perhaps. Your thoughts were on someone else. You says, I want to buy this for this one, and this for this one, and this one, and this one, and you want to buy gifts. You want to do things for others. And you get so consumed with that, you forget about the price, you forget about the time, you forget about the money. You were going to go out and get them something nice. Now, what can I do for somebody today, you might ask? Well, perhaps you could visit a shut-in. Or, you know what people like sometimes? Someone to go and read the Bible to them. That's right, read the Bible to them. Because what happens is, they might have poor eyesight, or their eyesight is failing. Or perhaps the words in the Bible, the fine print in the Bible, they can't read it. And somebody sit there and just read a few verses or a chapter, and maybe you could discuss a certain passage of the Bible with them. And they would say, I haven't had so much fun in a long time. Somebody is reading the Bible to me. I'm enjoying it. I'm getting a blessing from it. And thank you so much for taking your time. And all you do is perhaps read the chapter of the Bible and talk to them. 15 minutes, half hour, whatever. I'll tell you what, you do it and you're going to get so excited, you're going to say, I'll come back and do this again. You found a way to have Christmas all year long, giving of yourself. And then you might say, well, I don't have the time to do it. I have a very busy schedule. Well, wait a minute, you had time at Christmas time. You had time at Christmas time to stop and shop and wrap and get all the presents and deliver them. Do all the baking you did. You remember at Christmas time, you bake this, you bake that, all those things. You had time then. Why don't you have time now? If you made a little cake or something and you brought it over to that person and says, here, I bought something for you. That'd be nice. I've told the story before. Perhaps you've heard it. If you have, please bear with me. But this woman came into the pastor's office one day, knocked on the door, and he says, come in. She says, I'm miserable. I'm tired. Everybody's against me. I'm having a problem, and I need your help. And I'll tell you, I'm just miserable. So the pastor says, well, where do you live? She says, in an apartment complex. He says, is there anyone in the complex that might be sick or elderly and can't get out and get around? And she says, yes, there are a few. He said, I want you to go home and bake them a cake. She says, wait a minute, what kind of a pastor are you? She said, I come here for help, and you're telling me to go help other people? He says, yeah, go do that. She said, I'm not coming back to this church, I'm leaving. There you go, storming out of the church, slams the door, walks out. A couple of weeks later, she knocks on the door. Pastor opens the door, he says, yes. She said, do you remember me? He said, I couldn't forget you. But he says, she says, well, I'm that person that you told I was having problems, and you told me to go bake a cake or do something nice for someone else, one of my neighbors. She says, you know what happened? I did. And she says, I've had the grandest time. She said, now I have a schedule. Each day of the week, I visit someone different. She says, I'm so busy, I forgot my own problems. I'm busy just helping others. You see how that works? Just thinking of someone else. The only thing it costs you is your time, perhaps a few dollars, but that isn't going to hurt you, I'm sure. But you were happy when you were doing it. He says, I'm just giving to someone else. That's what it's all about. When Christmas is all about giving, when God sent his son, Jesus Christ, here to earth, and he said, now Jesus, I want you to die for the sins of the world. I love these people. They forgot me. They don't talk to me. There's a wall between us because of sin. But I want them to know they can be forgiven by trusting in what you did on the cross at Calvary. And we can restore that fellowship. And I can be their friend again. And they can call on me anytime when they need something. Or just to talk to me. Or just to thank me. You know, by the way, when you pray, a lot of times people only pray when they're in a jam, when they have a problem. I like to thank God. My wife was in the hospital recently, and she had a blocked artery, and they were going to put one of those little, I forget, I can't think of the name of what they call them, the little wire things they put in there, a stent, to open it up and keep it open. Well, because of my wife's age, they said her arteries, her veins there have calcified, and the only thing they could do was to put that balloon up there, blow it up, and then release the balloon, and then open up the blockage. She had it twice in one of her main arteries. She could have had a heart attack and died. But the wisdom of the doctor noticed it. He called us in, and he advised to have the operation, so we did. And as a result, it worked well. She's home alive today. She's healthy, happy, and everything. You know, I thank God for that. There's always something to thank God for. I don't just go to God when I need something and say, God, I need this, I need that. I like to say, Lord, I just want to thank you. I thank God for my health every day. I've had heart operations. I have 2 heart operations, 2 major heart operations, everything. And I'm as healthy as I am today. I thank God for my health. So not only do you want to call on the Lord to ask for help, perhaps, but also to thank Him. Thank Him for what you have. And if you say, well, I haven't got much, look at this. I'm living in this place. You got a roof over your head. You got a roof over your head. I've told this story before, and if I can tell it briefly, I'd like to again. I remember in Korea, it was Christmas, and they would bring the chow up to us, and they didn't have the mess hall there. We were up front, and they'd bring us the big kettles, and they had the food in there. And you had a mess kit, and it's snowing and cold and bitter cold, and you'd go by, and they'd scoop it out of these big tubs they had. All the food was all prepared. It was hot. They put on the mess kit, but by the time you get to the end, it was like ice. It was so cold. And I'm standing out there, eating, standing up, moving my feet to keep warm. And I had some coffee, and by the time you get to drink it, it was like iced coffee. But I stood out there, and I said, wow. I said, just think, if I make it home, I'll have a nice home someday. I'll be in a nice, comfortable environment. So I'm out there, and I'm eating like this, and I'm dancing around trying to keep warm. And I just says, well, thank you, God. I get home here, and now when I sit down at Christmas or Thanksgiving, and I'm inside a nice building, I'm dry, it's warm, I've got a warm meal, I say, thank you, God. Thank you, God. I made it, and thank you what I have. So see, there's always something to thank God for. You might say, well, I don't have everything. Well, you don't need everything. You can take what God gives you and you thank Him for it. Now watch this.